no. When I was younger, I wanted to be a college coach. So my
Uh-huh.
first job was at Marion University, and I
Mm-hmm.
was a volunteer assistant with the UW Milwaukee women's soccer program.
Yeah.
And then I made the move to Purdue. So I was doing club soccer. I was like doing everything, Paul. I was like doing club
Yeah.
soccer, high school soccer,
Yeah.
college soccer, bartending, working at a factory, after school daycare. Like you had to
Yeah.
make money,
Yeah.
right? And there
But
wasn't a lot of
yeah.
money to
Yeah.
be made back in the
No.
early '90s in coaching and mid '90s. So I did all
Yeah.
that, and then Sue Moynihan, who was the head coach at UW Milwaukee, became the assistant at Purdue University,
Mm-hmm.
and she was probably the reason I got the job at Purdue. And so at that
Mm-hmm.
point in my life, I thought, I'm doing college soccer. I'm going to pursue this. And
Mm-hmm.
then two things happened. One, really simple. Everybody gets this. It's kind of like, what is that movie? Good Will Hunting. My wife, my now wife, then girlfriend, was not going to travel with me to. She wasn't moving to West Lafayette, and she wasn't going to travel to every next job I took.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, okay.
How dare her?
Yeah, right. And so,
Sorry.
I
Sorry.
was doing these leave at, 4 o'clock on Friday, come back at
Yeah.
3 a.m. on Sunday morning back to Purdue,
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of thought, well, I kind of like her. And then I was in Florida recruiting for Purdue, and my parents were on vacation there. And in between recruiting, I went to where they were on vacation, and we were playing cards, Sheep's Head
Mm-hmm.
for all the Wisconsinites out there. It's a very popular
Mm-hmm.
card game in Wisconsin. We were playing Sheep's Head, and my dad couldn't remember the rules. And I remember looking at my mom, and she just kind of gave me this look, yep, that's what's going on now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, eventually he remembered the rules again. We played Sheep's Head, and I got in the car, and I started driving back. I don't know where I was going from, whatever part of Florida to another part of
Yeah.
Florida. And I remember I pulled over, and not to be dramatic, but I remember I broke down crying, and I thought, well, I got to go home.
Yeah.
How long am I going to be around my
Dad,
dad where he's going to
yeah.
know who I am? So my dad
Yeah.
was in the beginning of Alzheimer's or dementia,
Alzheimer's.
and I kind of thought, that's it. And so I went back and went back to the old club I worked with, and from then on I was a club soccer coach, and college coaching was not.
On the
If you do
radar
club
at
coaching
that
long
point.
enough, you're not going to be a head college coach. It just doesn't.
No.
That's not the that's not the stepping stone.
Doesn't translate at that point.
No, and so it
so-
wasn't in the cards for me, and I didn't mind it. I liked club coaching. So I really was just helping Jimmy because it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was really it. There was he was 54 when he passed away, so I wasn't waiting, for him to retire or
Yeah,
something. And he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that's how I ended up
That's-